Hi everyone, my name is Gina Marie and I'm going to be your librarian today. Today we're going to be reading the Canterbury Tales, and from this we're going to be reading the Nun's Priest Tale. Okay, Miss Whippersnapper, our parents pay good money to the tax system, so you better pay attention. So we're going to start now, okay? On a pilgrimage to Canterbury, 29 pilgrims gathered around telling stories to potentially win a free meal. After many pilgrims told their tale, the knight finally had enough of the depressing stories that were being told, especially after hearing the story the monk told. He told the group that he was ready to hear about a character who triumphed after their struggles rather than succumb to them. The host agreed with the knight, proclaiming that the monk must tell a different kind of tale. The monk was not up to the challenge to tell an optimistic story, so the host asked the nun's priest to tell one instead.
And so, children, the story began in a village far, far away, on the outskirts of its forest, and there lived a poor old widow.
Are you serious? I'm the poor old widow in this story?
Oh, dear, please be more respectful to the librarian.
Fine.
Her cottage laid in the valley where she led a simple life. Although she was left with 2 daughters to care for and no husband, she was able to support them with their livestock. They lived on peasant rations and rarely were able to indulge in more than milk and bread. Yet the woman kept a positive attitude and impressive health. The old woman took pride in her livestock and had one of the finest roosters who went by Chanticleer. He had a comb as red as the reddest coral, a beak as black as the blackest volcanic rock, blue feet and toes with white claws, and the most gorgeous golden feathers. He had all of these defining features, but the most distinct of them all was his gorgeous crows.
Cock-a-doodle-doo!
Chanticleer took pride in 7 hens, who acted as both his sisters and his lovers. However, the most beautiful of them all was Pertolote, who was modest, polite, and easy to get along with. Chanticleer was in love with her. One morning, Chanticleer was sitting with Pertolote and the other hens when Pertolote noticed he was moaning as if he was caught in a bad dream. Pertolote woke him and asked him whether he was all right. Chanticleer, out of breath from his dream, explained to Pertolote that he had a horrible nightmare where he was being stalked by a beast who wanted him dead. He explained that the beast was reddish-yellow in color and was large in size. Chanticleer shivered at just thinking about the horrid dream. However, to his surprise, Pertolote was shook by how terrified he was of the dream. Exasperated, she yelled at Chanticleer, claiming that she could not be in love with a coward. She explained to him that she wants a husband who is strong and brave and is willing to fight any beast that comes their way. She made him feel shameful for telling her that he was frightened of a silly dream, and she justified her beliefs by saying the Roman god Cato stated that one should never pay attention to dreams. She offered to provide remedies to make him feel better and cleanse him of his fear. After hearing Pertolote's wisdom, Chanticleer calmly spoke and explained to his wife that he respects her views on dreams, but he knows other great philosophers who contradict Cato. He gave many other examples of how dreams give insight to an unknown future, such as King Canelm, who dreamed of his own death before being murdered, and Daniel or Joseph in the Old Testament. Chanticleer justified that he believed not all dreams may come true, but many of them can. But at a moment's notice, he decided to listen to his wife and forget about his superstitions. Soon after talking to Pertolote, Chanticleer began to stay confidently and fiercely pace the yard on his tiptoes. He rarely gave thought to his dream, for he was no longer afraid. March passed, and soon came April 1st. Chanticleer was sitting with his wife and the hens, thoroughly satisfied with his life, unknown to the fact that there was someone who was hunting him. A sly fox who had lived in the forest for the past 3 years crept into the yard where Chanticleer and the hens resided. He waited in the bed of cabbages to pounce on Chanticleer. As the morning progressed, Chanticleer was confidently singing as Pertolote sunbathed.
Cock-a-doodle-doo!
As he walked through the yard, he noticed the fox hiding low in the bushes. Chanticleer was scared and started to fly away from the fox. The fox came out of the bushes and told the rooster that he had no intentions to harm him, but compliment him on his lovely singing voice. The fox slyly asked the rooster to sing for him. However, while the fox seemed trustworthy in his speech, you should never trust a flatterer who has more devilish intentions. Chanticleer foolishly believed the fox and began to sing. The fox grabbed Chanticleer and carried him to the forest. The hens screeched for Chanticleer, especially Pertolette, exasperated at her ill judgment of her husband's dream. The old woman, hearing the ruckus, ran outside and yelled for everyone to chase after the fox and steal her precious rooster. Every animal and every human present near the cottage that day went after the fox, just like when Jack Straw and his Flemish peasants stormed the merchants.
What does the fox say? What the fox say? What the fox say? Happy, happy, happy ho. Happy, happy, happy ho. Happy, happy, happy ho. What the fox say? What the fox say? Big blue eyes.
But fortune was in Chanticleer's favor that day. Chanticleer had the notion of finding out a way to distract the fox in order to run away. The clever rooster convinced the fox to turn around and taunt the attackers chasing after him. Taking advantage of the fox's ignorance, Chanticleer flew away from the fox's tight grip into a tree. Once the fox realized what had happened, he called up to Chanticleer, saying that he never had any intentions to harm him and only wanted to hear his voice. Chanticleer knew better now not to trust the fox and any flatterer that came his way.
And so, children, at the end of the tale, the host congratulated the Dunce Priest on a fantastic tale. And I hope you guys all learned something from our library book club today, whether that be never to trust a flatterer, or whether it be the secret life that chickens have outside of the barnyard. I hope you guys all enjoyed.